This week on Charger Bulletin News, Black History Month begins with flag raising, a new guest policy for residential students, and the provost search committee makes progress. Right here on Charger Bulletin News. Hello, and welcome back to Charger Bulletin News. I'm Emily Lavoie.
And I'm Elisa Brocha. Let's dive into this week's top stories. On Wednesday, February 1st, Black History Month at the university kicked off with Black Lives Matter flag raising by the German Club. Students and staff gathered around the morning to listen to speakers such as the director of the Maya Center for Diversity and Inclusion, Christian Kemp-DeLeeser, the university interim president Shannon Sanger, director of the Accessibility Resources Center Linda Kabniokiki, and New Haven alumnus Donald Moses. Moses' speech concluded with the question, quote, "How can someone consider themselves to be a part of a chain if they're not in the link?" End quote. The Black Student Union president and senior forensic science major Ariana Eastwood spoke after Moses' speech. Eastwood said, quote, "As a Black woman majoring in forensic science, I have faced the harsh reality of pursuing a career within the criminal justice system. Interestingly enough, a year ago today, I discussed how the system consists of discrimination, racism, and oppression to historically marginalized groups," end quote. Next was a moment of silence to acknowledge the Black lives lost to police brutality. At the conclusion of Eastwood's speech, BSU president joined BSU vice president and junior marketing major Aaron Brooks in raising the Black Lives Matter flag. You can check out the events happening during Black History Month by checking out the Happening on Campus tab on my Charger.
The Office of Residential Life updated their residential guest policy, now all requiring visitors who do not attend the University of New Haven to go through a registration process. In an email sent out on January 27th, Associate Director of Residential Operations Tammy Mulrooney detailed the new steps which residential students must take to allow off-campus visitors into their residential halls. Visitors should fill out the guest registration form prior to arriving on campus. The form can be found through My Charger Housing under the Documents and Resources tab, and it only needs to be completed once per guest. New to the guest policy is the Visitor Pass, also located through My Housing. The Visitor Pass cannot be completed until after the guest registration form is filled out. Visitors are expected to have a device on hand to be able to show university officials their Visitor Pass whenever asked. All info pertaining to the updated guest policy can be found on pages 175 and 176 of the Student Handbook, and infractions of the guest policy will be cause for a student conduct hearing. For any questions, email orl@reslife@unnewhaven.edu or reach out to your building's area coordinator.
In an email sent out on Monday morning, the co-chairs of the Provost Search Committee provided an update on the process. According to co-chair Brian Kent, Dean of the Pompeo College of Business, the committee has received more than 70 applications and is now in the process of conducting interviews within the pool of top candidates for the position. In the email, the co-chair expressed the quote, "We need a strong and empathetic leader with a wealth of experience supporting student success and faculty excellence while building a diverse and inclusive environment, strengthening shared governance, managing a complex academic budget, creating market-responsive programs and partnerships, and leading existing programs through accreditation, and a future-oriented thinker with a vision for academic innovation and strategic use of technology across the curriculum," end quote. The committee is anticipating finalist campus interviews to take place during the week on February 20th, and are expected to provide more than updates as interview schedules are solidified.
Monday, February 6th, the Campus Climate Survey for Diversity and Inclusion opened. This biennial survey launched by the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Council. According to an email from the Office of Marketing and Communications, the last survey conducted in 2021 received more than 1,600 student responses, an increase from 1,100 and 700 employee responses, an increase from 500 from the previous survey. Incentives to respond to these surveys often include entry to random drawings for various prizes. This is the only time respondents are asked to provide identifying information. The survey itself remains anonymous. Included in the email was a link to an article from the Charger blog discussing the importance of campus climate survey from the perspectives of the Idea Council subcommittee co-chairs. If you have not already responded, check your university email for a link to the survey. The survey will remain open until Saturday, February 25th. Now, we head to Will Hank for this week's in sports.
Thanks, guys, and welcome to the Charger Sports Report. My name is Will Hank. Let's get into it. The track and field teams headed up to the New England Indoor Track and Field Championship last week. Sophomore Jordani Delay took home the gold in the men's 60 hurdles with a time of 8.13, while senior Jonathan Sinius took fourth place in the men's triple jump with a distance of 14.18 meters. While none of the players on the women's team were able to take home a medal, senior Kristen Washington had an impressive showing in the long jump and triple jump. She was able to snag 8th and 7th place in each event, respectively. Our basketball teams were coming into a vital conference homestand last week. The women's team looking to maintain winning form after dominant showings in their last 5 matchups, while the men's team was hoping to recover from tumbling down the conference rankings. Charger Bulletin's Justin Arriccione has more on the St. Rose and American International matches.
Last Wednesday, the New Haven women's basketball team trailed the touring St. Rose Golden Knights by 5 at halftime, but utilized a 20-5 third quarter to reduce the gap and take control, winning 67-54 for their 6th straight victory. New Haven advances to 12-7 overall and 9-6 in the Northeast 10 Conference with the victory. During the men's game, St. Rose took an early lead thanks to their efficient shooting in the first half. They hung on as the Chargers surged later, but were unable to make up the gap, losing to the touring Golden Knights 72-67. With that defeat, New Haven drops to 10-5 in the Northeast 10 and 13-7 overall. Moving on to this Saturday, 7 seniors from New Haven were recognized before their last weekend regular season match at the Charger Gymnasium on Saturday. University of New Haven women's basketball team defeated the visitors, American International Yellow Jackets, 70-65, commanding in the paint to earn its 7th consecutive victory. New Haven's record now stands at 13-7 overall and 10-6 in the Northeast 10 after the victory. All except 6 of New Haven's 70 points came from its starting lineup, who scored the bulk of the point total. Following the women's game, men's basketball would begin. Several seniors who will play in their last weekend regular season game at the Charger Gymnasium were also recognized by New Haven prior to the game, along with the Pfeiffer Literacy Organization. By the end of the game, New Haven had a team field goal percentage of 43.5%, making 20 of their 46 tries. 8 of the 20 baskets came from beyond the three-point line.
The Chargers wrapped up the conference homestand on Tuesday against the St. Michael's Purple Knights. The women's team didn't showcase the dominance we've seen from them lately, but they were still able to put out a win, 49-40. With their 8th straight win under their belt, the women's team moves to a non-conference matchup against Chestnut Hill on Thursday before a matchup against Assumption this weekend. The men's team also struggled against St. Michael's, but still won 55-48. They have a few days off before their trip to Assumption, so let's see if they can return to form before Saturday. With the regular season coming to a close, the Chargers are looking to assert themselves before the Northeast 10 playoffs take place in 2 weeks. That's all for the Charger Sports Report, and now we go to Mia Aducci with entertainment. What's going on this week, Mia?
Thanks, Will. On Sunday, the Recording Academy hosted the 65th Annual Grammy Awards, hosted by Trevor Noah. Harry Styles brought home the first and last awards of the night, kicking it off with Album of the Year and beating Beyoncé and Adele while also winning Pop Vocal Album. One of Styles' fans was even took to the stage in order to announce his victory. Best Rap Album was taken home by Kendrick Lamar for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and Rock Album by Ozzy Osbourne for Patient Number 9. In a shocking turn of events, All Too Well, the short film, took home the award for Best Music Video, beating out an intense lineup of competition, which included Woman by Doja Cat and As It Was by Harry Styles. Record of the Year was claimed by Lizzo for About Damn Time, beating out Beyoncé, Doja Cat, ABBA, and Adele. Rising artist Steve Lacy, known virally for his song Bad Habit, won Best Urban Contemporary Album for Gemini Rights. In the category of Best Pop Duo or Group Performance, Sam Smith and Kim Petras made strides for transgender representation in the music industry, taking home the title for their single Unholy. By the end of the night, Beyoncé successfully claimed her title as the most awarded artist in Grammy history, taking home her 32nd career award this past weekend. In recent light of a number of high-profile sexual abuse charges being dropped, there is question as to how the music industry will move forward when approaching celebrity accusations within this realm. Notably, all 6 charges against Rex Orange County, Alexander O'Connor, have been dropped within the past month after it was decided that there was, quote, no merit in this case going to trial, end quote. The same goes for R. Kelly, whose charges may have set precedent for the more recent ones surrounding O'Connor's activity back in 2022. Country star Morgan Wallen recently announced his 3rd studio album, One Thing at a Time, scheduled for release on March 3rd. The tracklist contains 36 songs with titles including Last Drive Down to Maine and Money on Me. Presale is currently available, and the album is set to feature artists such as Hardy, Eric Church, and Ernest. His 3 Song at a Time sampler was released on January 31st, showcasing I Wrote the Book, Late Last Night, and Everything I Love. This will be Wallen's first album release in 2 years, following Dangerous, the double album. That's all for entertainment this week. Back to you at the desk.
Lovers of campus food truck The Plate have received good news to begin the semester. A new restaurant called The Side Plate will be opening underneath the Atwood Apartments, located where Moya Burgers, Fries, and Shakes used to be. The Side Plate will serve items similar to its food truck counterpart, including fruit and poke bowls, smoothies, salads, and wraps, along with more indulgent options like fried Oreos. There are plans in place to allow students to use their university ID cards to spend dining dollars as well as food truck swipes at The Side Plate. The Side Plate will be open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. For the full story, read online at chargerbulletin.com or pick up a copy of the newspaper at any of the newsstands across campus. Coming up next, orientation and transition leader information sessions. The Courageous Conversation series kicks off, and virtual info sessions for prospective graduate students begin. But first, we head to Justin Coviello with Student Life. What's going on this week, Justin?
On Tuesday, February 7th, Counseling and Psychological Services returned everyone's favorite golden retriever therapy dog, Gus, but this time with a new friend. University students got to meet CAP's new therapy dog, Ace, for the first time. If you weren't able to make it to see the dogs this time around, don't fret. CAPS is always bringing them on campus, so make sure to stay in the loop on their Charger Connection page, as well as their Instagram at UNewHavenCaps. Meanwhile, the brothers of Kappa Gamma Rho will be very busy tabling early next week. On Monday, February 13th, they'll be handing out Krispy Kreme donuts at $10 a box in the Grammy Center from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. to help fundraise for future events. And in the spirit of Valentine's Day, KGR will also be handing out free condoms at their table in Bartels on Tuesday, February 14th, also from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., in an effort to educate and encourage safe sex. For more information on these events and future ones from KGR, check them out on Charger Connection. Finally, here are some events to get excited for, which we'll follow up on next week. First, the Dental Hygiene Program is giving their Give Kids a Smile event this Saturday, February 11th, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The dental clinic is across the street from the university and is for anyone aged 3 to 18 years old. To make an appointment, you can call their number, 203-931-6028. And on Wednesday, February 15th, the Health Profession Advising Center will be hosting the Mission to Rebuild Lives at 3 p.m., both in Maxi Room 124 and over Zoom. This event will feature special guest speaker Olivia Reed from the Hospital for Special Care, or HSFC, to talk about its services as well as volunteer opportunities.
Are you interested in supporting incoming undergrad students and families through their transition into university life during the summer and into the fall semester? If you are, applications are now open for orientation and transition leaders, but it's required that all applicants attend one information session to be eligible. If you missed the information sessions on Monday and Tuesday, there are still 4 more sessions that you can attend to learn about the position and ask CELO staff and former and current orientation staff any questions you may have. The dates, times, and locations of the next session follow. Friday, February 10th at 9:30 a.m. in the Alumni Annex. Tuesday, February 21st at 1 p.m. in the Alumni Annex. Wednesday, February 22nd at 5 p.m. in the Molten Lounge. And Thursday, February 23rd at 4 p.m. in the Alumni Annex. Application and information links can be found on Charger Connection, and you can email orientation@newhaven.edu with any questions you may have.
On Monday, January 23rd, the Courageous Conversation series kicked off for the spring semester with a workshop titled Building Community and Collective Action to Achieve a Better Future. This event was followed on February 1st with an event titled Why Campus Climate Matters. The goal of this series is to engage the university community in open dialogue about different topics related to inclusion and belonging. Some of the topic discussions aim to raise awareness about topics that are usually left undiscussed, may be seen as sensitive and difficult to discuss, or are relevant to our campus community. If you haven't been able to make it to the first 2 conversations in the series, there is still time to participate throughout the semester. The next conversation is being hosted in the Alumni Lounge in the Bartels Student Center on Wednesday, February 15th at 5 p.m. The topic is Unraveling Assumptions, Mass Shooting, and Public Health. And it is sponsored by the Henry C. Lee College, the Dean of Students Office, and the Myatt Center.
Of the many things college students consider, grad school is one important step that many take in their higher education career. For those considering graduate school, there are virtual information sessions being held starting this month for each college. On February 20th at 10 a.m., there will be an information session for the Pompeia College of Business. Tuesday, February 21st at 10 a.m., the School of Health Sciences will host their first session. The session for the Tagliatella College of Engineering will be held on Wednesday, February 22nd at 11 a.m. The first session for the College of Arts and Sciences will be held on Monday, February 27th at 10 a.m., while the first session for the Henry C. Lee College will be on Tuesday, February 28th at 5:30 p.m. Students interested in applying for grad school should visit newhaven.edu for a full list of dates and times, as well as registration links for each session. Go to graduate events from the admissions page to find more info for all graduate admissions events and visiting opportunities, or follow the link in the February 2nd events roundup email. That's all the time for we have this week.
You can check your latest Charger Bulletin newspaper in chargerbulletin.com or in the newsstands around campus.
Stay up to date by following us on social media at Charger Bulletin.
Check out our link tree for access to the Horseshoe magazine and keep an eye out for a new program on Friday.
Thanks for joining us this week. I'm Emily Lavoie.
And I am Elisa Broches. See you next time on Charger Bulletin News.